These are not standings. Okay? That's the other place. I don't do standings. These are the best 10 games, best 10 teams in the league. And some are ugly, some are inartistic, but I tend to find a stat that means something, even if you got a couple of losses, and here we go.
Herd hierarchy.
Time is now. Let's go.
The top 10 NFL teams according to Colin. Number 10.
Okay, listen, it worries me that it's the fifth loss when leading by 10-plus points in the fourth under Kyle Shanahan. But I said this. Finally, I look at Brock Purdy and see a franchise quarterback. No Kittle, no Debo, no McCaffrey. Offensive protection at the line was okay, and he was dealing. And so to me, it's like, yeah, I know they keep losing, but the kid threw for 333 yards without his weapons. He had his number 3 receiver. Even Brandon Ayuk's not working. And they're going to get some of these guys back. But I'm sorry. I'm going to trust Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy at number 10 over Dennis Allen and Derek Carr. Niners at 10.
Number 9.
The New York Jets. Here's the stat. Here's the stat that I come back to. Aaron Rodgers on third down this year has 118 passer rating. They have the best third down offense, 57% in the league. I have been a huge believer in this stat forever. If you're doing things on third down, defense rests, builds confidence. It usually means you have a smart quarterback. You're good pre-snap. You're getting better than average protection. The Jets' third down stat is a real thing, and they lead the league in it. And I do think they have a chance to grow because Garrett Wilson and Aaron are going to get better over time. They found that rookie running back out of Wisconsin. He's going to get better over time. So that stat alone puts them at 9 for me.
Number 8.
The Ravens. Listen, here's another stat. This is a flawed team. They lead the NFL in yards per play. Go ask the guys in Vegas who make a living gambling. That is a huge stat in the league. Forget the score in the Dallas game. That was an arse kicking. That game wasn't even competitive. They rolled Dallas. And Lamar Jackson, just look at his numbers this year. 318 yards a game. It's why I took him Sunday, and why I'll always believe in this team. I believe in Lamar Jackson. He's not perfect. We have one quarterback in the league that's perfect. Everybody else has a hole. Lamar's my guy.
Number 7.
None of you like Philadelphia. I do. Now, Jalen Hurts, without Shane Steichen, too many turnovers. They got 1+ turnover, 18 to the last 22 games, and I don't love Sirianni. But good God, they outgained the Saints 460 yards to 219, and we love the Saints. There are just dudes everywhere. I love the owner. I love the GM. I'm not a huge fan of the coach, but I like their players. Now, their A.J. Brown comes back. That's a difference maker here. So now their receiving core is banged up. But I think winning in New Orleans, the way they did, the resiliency, the toughness, just screams Philadelphia. And I'm a Hurts guy. He's flawed. I don't think he sees the field at his height that great, but I'm a Jalen Hurts guy. I got the Eagles at 7.
Number 6.
The Detroit Lions. They finally figured out, we have the best offensive line in football and 2 above-average running backs. Maybe we should run the ball more. And they just punched Arizona, a pretty scrappy team, in the face. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, that's the best running back tandem in the league, the best offensive line in the league. Just run the ball. Just run the ball. Sam Laporta's injury worries me. This is a very solid franchise. Do I trust them situationally like I would trust Kansas City in the big spot? No. No, wouldn't at all. But I think they're a really good team.
Number 5.
Okay, the Seahawks with the same players have the highest graded defense. Now, they haven't played anybody, but I'm going to tell you something right now. When I watch Seattle, you know what I see? A little like Kansas City. I see a fast defense with elite guys at linebacker in the back end. Now, again, they haven't played much, and we can bang on Geno. I'm as critical of Geno Smith as everybody. Dude is a completion machine. He completes 75% of his throws. He's not going to give you anything off script often, but he is they got a number 1 receiver. They got an edge rush. They've got it's like Kirk Cousins. They move the chains. I think they've got weapons. I think their back end is outstanding. This new coach, Mike McDonald, Baltimore's defense isn't the same. Why? The coach. They are really, really well coached on that defensive side with playmakers on offense. I think Seattle's a bit underrated right now. I have them at 5.
Number 4.
Is Matt LaFleur the second best coach in the league after Andy Reid? What he is doing with Malik Willis is insane. I feel I picked them to beat Detroit in their division. I just think this story with Malik Willis is fascinating. They also lead the NFL with 7 picks. We have been saying this for a decade. The only time Green Bay's defense has ever been great, Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl. I always feel like they underachieve defensively, but they bring the head coach from Boston College over. They're young, they're fast, they're making plays. And this has not been a playmaking defense for a long time. And what LaFleur is doing without Jordan Love is notable. This guy he doesn't promote himself. It's little market Green Bay, but I still think they're young in a lot of places, even at quarterback. But I like Green Bay a lot. I have them at 4.
Number 3.
I keep waiting for the bubble to burst, but Minnesota's good. Here's the other thing. They lead the NFL with 16 sacks, so forget the offense. Every week it's a different player defensively, and they're not even healthy. I keep saying, Kevin O'Connell has coached the reckless out of Sam Darnold. I have 3 different general managers who have always told me, you can win a lot of games with Sam Darnold. There's a lot of people in this league. Bill Belichick talked about it yesterday. Outside of the Jets, everybody likes Darnold. And it's the offensive coaches that like Sam Darnold. Back-to-back home wins. They have hammered the Niners and hammered the Texans. And by the way, I know Brian Flores hurt some feelings in Miami. Is he the best defensive coordinator in the league? I mean, Brock Purdy and C.J. Stroud are good quarterbacks. They both said after they lost to Minnesota, yeah, I saw stuff I've never seen in my life. It's like they saw UFOs. So I think Brian Flores, I know he hurt feelings in Miami. You got to give that guy a head coaching job. You got to consider him. That dude can coach.
Number 2.
I know. Buffalo, Kansas City's going to break their heart in mid-January. But Joe Brady is different. And here's the other thing. They're not as Josh Allen-centric. They're not. They've got a running game. Even Josh Allen said it. Nobody's keeping track of stats. I like them. Are they going to beat Kansas City in mid-January? Probably not. But I do think this is the best version I have seen of them. I get a little older Josh. They're not as Josh reliant, but you still get the details of Sean McDermott.
Number 1.
The thing that really is scary about Kansas City, so they've become New England now, is that they have a star quarterback and the best coach, but they're winning with defense. They're so confident situationally. I don't think people are giving this defense credit because outside of Chris Jones, they don't have a lot of big stars. Their defense is the fastest in the league. And Rashee Rice has become a number 1 wide receiver. I'm not saying he's CeeDee Lamb yet. I'm not saying he's Jamar Chase yet, but he's somewhere in that galaxy. Now, here's the thing. They're the only team to start 3-0, and they've been outgained. Total yards to me is something. It's not, I think yards per play is bigger. I think third down efficiency is better. Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.